If you look at from the first session in the morning to the preceding session, the issue of food and water security were touched upon in all sessions, in some detail by some of the panelists. So it highlights how important this issue is for the planet, for sustainability. And we are moving now, this session, the next, on seeking solutions, not only presenting the questions, presenting the status quo of the planet, but seeking solutions. To set the stage on discussing food security or insecurity, water security, insecurity, I will just tell you what the baseline is, that we clearly live in a food insecurity world today for a long time. So let me give you very briefly some key facts, and I'm sure the panelists will dwell much more into what those facts mean and how really to move, how to get to a world of food and water security that we are very far from. Out of the 7 billion people, 0.9 billion are undernourished. In 2008-2009, food price increased, 800 million additional people were put into hunger. To feed 9 billion people by 2050, we need to increase food production by 80 to 100%. On the other extreme, 1 billion people overconsume, leading to chronic diseases all over the world. 1.5 billion are overweight. Meat consumption is increasing, 37 kilograms per person per year today, projected to go to 52 kilograms per person per year in 2050. We heard many speakers talking about that, this tendency for more affluent societies to consume more animal protein. That's a major driver of land use change. 4.9 billion hectares are used for agriculture today. Globally, 3.7 billion hectares out of those devoted to raising animals or to producing feedstock to feed animals. And the irrigated agriculture uses 75% of fresh water. There is a lot of inequalities and inequities. 1.4 billion people still living on less than $1.25 a day. They can hardly afford to buy food. 2 billion people living in dry land areas. 1.5 billion people are dependent on degrading land to survive. On the other hand, 1/3 of food produced for human consumption is lost or wasted. Land use change for agriculture and agriculture production itself is responsible for more than 30% of greenhouse gas emissions in the planet. And the last figure I want to show you is 12 million hectares a year of agricultural land are lost to degradation. So I just want to present, this is the status of the global agriculture today. Is clearly insecure. I think one can construct a similar story for water, perhaps less so. So what we are going to see here is a discussion on how to move to a secure, food secure and water secure planet. As you know, you can file questions and comments on the piece of paper. There will be people collecting those and bring to the fore. So let's start with two presentations by displaying what IIASA is doing in terms of systems analysis thinking to address these very fundamental issues related to food. So we start with Sabine Fuss. She is a research scholar with the Ecosystem Services and Management Program at IIASA, and she will talk about food security in an uncertain world. Sabine, please.